This is John Finnemore's Souvenir Programme.
Right. Look, I've called this meeting because there is something it really is worth going over one more time. I know it's not going to be popular, I know you don't want to hear it, but I don't think I'd be fulfilling my duty as King of the Moths if I didn't say it one more time. Not everything shiny at night is the moon.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, if you know, Mike, where did you get that hole in your wing?
Look, it was an honest mistake. It really looked like the moon.
I know, Mike, I know we've all been there, but the fact remains it wasn't the moon, it was a candle. And that's my point. The world is more and more filled with things that are shiny at night that aren't the moon. And until we moths learn to get better at recognising the moon, at worst we run the risk of injury and death, and at best we look like idiots. Plus, all the time we spend flying to something that isn't the moon is valuable time we could have spent flying towards the moon. So let's start with the basics. Remember the old rhyme? If it moves as you get closer, is that the moon? The answer's no, sir.
Yeah. With respect, Malcolm, we really do know all this.
Do we? Do we really, Madge? So it wasn't you last night, then, who spent 3/4 of an hour flying at a Belisha beacon?
Ah, well, no, hang on. That was the moon.
No, it wasn't!
I'm sorry, Malcolm, but it clearly was. Those two moons they've got on sticks by the zebra crossing, they're definitely the moon.
What, both of them?
Oh, I do feel silly.
Happens to the best of us. But remember the rhyme. If it numbers 2 or more, the chances it's the moon are poor.
Can I raise...
Not if it's what I think it is, Mungo. We've discussed it quite enough.
I don't think we have.
Yeah, we have.
No, I'm sorry, but our behaviour when we get to the lights and candles we think are the moon demonstrates quite clearly that we haven't. The question
We don't want to hear it, Mungo.
Yeah, shut up.
The question is, what are we going to do with the moon once we get it?
Moving on to AOB, mothballs.
Because all the evidence so far is that we're going to flutter around it aimlessly and hit it with our wings.
I won't ask you again.
I just think we ought to have a plan. It feels a bit stupid to be a member of a species with an overpowering, all-consuming fixation on getting to the moon and not the slightest idea what it is we want to do when we get there.
Listen, Mungo. The point of being a moth, as you'd know if you were any sort of moth at all, is to get to the moon. And when we get there, and we will get there, my friends, we will know in our hearts what to do with it. And if it turns out to be to flutter pointlessly around it and hit it with our wings, then I, for one, will be proud to do so. But if that's not enough for you, Mungo, if you'd rather sleep when the moon is available for flying towards and then spend the day perching on flowers looking pretty, then do, please, go and be a butterfly.
Well said, Malcolm.
Yeah, wow. That's why I'm the king. Any other questions? Yes.
Can I just remind you that the phenomenon of phototaxis in moths is not about trying to reach the moon, but using it as a fixed point by which to navigate?
Yes, good point, thank you. Can I just remind you that moths can't talk and don't have meetings?
Oh no! That volcano's about to erupt and destroy our little town of Volcanosburg! If only we'd thought of this before we built our town around a volcano! But it just seemed to fit the name we picked, so, well, who will save us?
Never fear, Mr. Mayor, help is at hand.
Who are you, masked stranger?
They call me Ironmonger.
Monger?
That's right. For metal sheets you can rely on, just call on me to monger iron.
Okay, and you can save my town?
Alone, no. For that, I'll need the help of my friends.
Oh, thank God.
Supermongers, assemble! Fishmonger!
If tasty seafood is your wish, it's time for me to monger fish.
Rumormonger!
For vicious lies that spread like tumors, let me step up to monger rumors.
And warmonger!
To start on conflicts without cause, rely on me to monger wars.
The mongers are gathered.
Oh, hurry, supermongers! It's about to erupt!
Then there's no time to lose. Mongers! Mong! There we are, Mr. Mayor. Your town is safe. I have sealed the volcano's mouth with a gigantic iron lid.
Oh, thank you!
And that's not all. The lid has formed a gigantic hot plate on which I have griddled 1,000 salmon. Enough for all the townspeople.
Oh, thank you!
And that's not all. I have made all those townspeople believe that you are sleeping with the rat catcher's wife.
Hang on, what?
And that's not all. Thanks to me, your town is now at war with Turkey.
What?
All part of the service.
Oh, yeah, but really just the lid and the fish would be enough, or even just the lid.
Enough fun. Mangers away!
But the Turkish army, what do we...
The cavalry is weaker than their artillery. Try attacking them there.
OK, that's a pint of Guinness and 2 packets of peanuts. $5.20, please.
Here's 10.
Great.
Wait, I believe I have the 20.
Awesome.
What?
Awesome.
What is awesome?
That you've got the 20?
Really? The fact that I have a 20-pence piece inspires you with awe?
No. It just means I can make the change.
I see, and it is your newly discovered change-making power that renders you awestruck. I wonder, young lady, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon?
No.
Probably for the best. I can only assume your head would explode.
Why are you getting at me like this?
I'm not getting at you. I am merely trying to help you understand that there exists in our beautiful language a whole range of subtly graduated words to express approval and pleasure, and leaping straight for awesome like a bull at a gate devalues them all.
Yeah, I was just trying to be nice.
I'm sure you were. I'm sure you're a very nice person and an excellent barmaid, but I'm afraid your command of the English language is awful.
It's what?
Awful.
It fills you with awe?
No.
Because I only said that your right change having inspired some awe. But for you, apparently, hearing a word used in a way slightly evolved from its origin fills you with awe.
Yes, they're funny, but it doesn't work because that is an archaic use of awful. I was using the well-understood contemporary meaning.
Ah, the contemporary meaning. You mean in this informal environment you were using a familiar evolution of the word, you monster? You're bad.
Oh, come on.
Or shall we just both agree that words change their meaning with use and context, and though we don't have to like new usages, we don't have to use them to make well-meaning people feel stupid?
Yes, all right, let's do that.
Awesome. Julian? Julian, is that you?
Hello?
You don't remember me?
I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'd forget someone like you, but,
We used to hang around together as kids. We were in a gang. There were 4 of us and a dog. We solved crimes.
Oh, good Lord, Anne!
No, Georgina.
George?
Georgina.
Right. How lovely to see you again. What are you up to these days?
I'm a full-time wife and mother.
Right. So you're married to a...
To a man, yes. And I've got 3 children. I was 11, Julian. It was a phase I was going.
Yeah, of course.
How about you? What do you do now?
Yeah, well, you'll laugh when I tell you. I'm actually a smuggler.
Really?
Yeah. Import-export strategist is what I've got on the business cards, but it basically boils down to smuggler.
Right, yeah. That is quite surprising, really, because didn't we used to foil quite a lot?
Well, exactly. Almost every holiday.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that's where I got the idea. It was obviously a booming industry.
Right.
Actually, the ironic thing is that one of my major headaches these days is dealing with copycat, alliterative, adjectival, numeric gangs of kids trying to foil me. In many ways, I made a rod for my own back.
How about the others? Do you see them much?
Dick and Anne, not much, no. Dick's living in California now, in a commune. Calls himself Richard.
Really, why?
No idea. And Anne's doing pretty well. Of course, she's out now.
Oh, who is she? I always wondered. Everyone always assumed it was me, but...
No, not out of a closet. Out of prison.
Prison?
Yeah, didn't you hear? She killed a man.
Really?
Yeah, afraid so. She had a bit of a breakdown after uni. Well, I think we all found, didn't we, that adult life was oddly lacking in adventures.
Sure.
Anyway, she was wandering around some caves in Cornwall. She happened to see a dark, surly, bearded man kicking a dog, and I think it pushed some buttons for her. She clubbed him to death with a bottle.
Was it...
A ginger beer bottle, yes. I'm afraid it was. The press made a lot out of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's out now and living above a tea shop in Padstow, dressing fir cones up to look like hedgehogs.
Aww. To sell?
Just to keep her calm, really. Oh, I'm sorry, George.
Georgina.
Georgina, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to take this. It's work. It's been lovely to see you. Keep in touch. Yeah, hello. Really? Okay. All right, slow down. Yeah, so you locked the meddlesome fat boy from the... What are these ones called? The Notorious 9, right. You locked him in the old cottage, now he's disappeared, and the cottage is empty except for a fat old gypsy woman who's appeared from nowhere. Yeah, no, but don't let her go just yet. Is she with you? Okay. Pull off her headscarf. No, honestly, just do it. Yeah? Okay, good. Now kill him.
Oh, that bad man stole my purse. He's getting away. Someone help me.
Never fear, man. The supermongers are here to help. Mongers, assemble!
Fishmonger!
Rumormonger!
Warmonger.
The mongers are gathered. Now, let's see how fast our friend can run with iron boots.
Oh, thank you, Ironmonger.
And that's not all. Let's see how fast he can run with his head in a tuna.
Yes, though actually I think the boots were enough.
And that's not all. Let's see how fast you can run when everyone thinks you two cooked this up together as an insurance scam.
No, don't!
And that's not all. Let's see how fast he can run when this whole village is at war with Russia.
Here's your purse, madam.
War? Did he say war with Russia?
No need to thank us. It's all in a day's work. Mongers away!
But the Russians, what do we...
Never attack Moscow in the winter.
Forward!
All right, now, hello. Now, just wait with your reciprocal hellos one moment, please, because first, I do just have to say, as well as my coffee, I have ordered a prawn casserole. Now, what this means for you is that when that comes, what I am going to have to do is move over to the small table in the corner. And the reason is that you're all just drinking coffee, whereas I'm going to be eating, and for that I'm going to need more elbow room. Because with coffee, it's just like this, you see, straight up and down to the mouth. But with eating, you need more elbow room, especially with casserole. Actually, I retract that. I was just getting caught up in rhetoric there, because in actual fact, that's not the case. There's very little work with the knife you have to do with casserole. Whereas a steak, for instance, though as you know, I never eat steak because they overcharge you just the cachet of the name. Like when Walker's went from beef and onion crisps to steak and onion crisps, which was ridiculous. But as I was saying, with a steak, for instance, you really need elbow room. But still, even with a casserole, you need a fair bit. Certainly infinitely more than you need for coffee. Well, not infinitely. Again, I apologize. I'm allowing my rhetorical flourishes to make a monkey of me. But by a very large degree, to the point that when I'm trying to eat at a cramped table such as this, I actually find I'm concentrating so hard on my elbow room, I'm not really able to give the subject under discussion the full weight of my attention. So, actually, although I see that taking my prawn casserole to the small table could superficially be misconstrued as an antisocial action, in fact, I think counterintuitively it will improve the quality of our discourse. So long as. Firstly, you speak loud enough for me to be able to hear you, which I would ask you to do, and then what I'll do is, if I have something to add, if it's a short point, I'll simply signal with my fork, so you can turn your attention my way and I can shout across. Or if it's a more nuanced point, or should a subject on which I am particularly knowledgeable or insightful crop up, typically but not limited to politics, birds of prey, or gender relations, I will simply place my side plate over my prawn casserole, thus forming a makeshift heat-retentive cover, and rejoin the table for a short burst.
Who ordered the prawn casserole?
Well, I did, but I'm going to have to ask you to take it to the small table, and I'll explain why.
British pub names are an absolutely fascinating field for linguists, of course, but there are, I'm afraid, a lot of what we call folk etymologies, tall tales about the origins of a name, which we wish were true, but alas, are not.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, the Cat and Fiddle, for instance, supposedly a corruption of Caterina Fidelis, Catherine the Faithful. It's a lovely idea, but sadly the truth is probably more mundane. Or the area of London known as the Elephant and Castle. The folk etymology, it's so wonderfully inventive, I wish it were true, is that it's named after a Spanish princess, the Infanta de Castilla, turned by generations of Cockneys into the Elephant and Castle.
But that's not true.
Alas, no. The truth is, I'm afraid, far more prosaic. This was simply the part of London where, once upon a time, an elephant lived in a castle.
Hello, darling, it's me. I'm home to the castle.
Jolly good, darling. I'll let down the drawbridge for you.
Oh, thank you, darling. Here I come. Oh dear, darling. Oh, dear.
Are you all right, darling?
Yes, thank you, darling. Yes, I simply very slightly got my tusks tangled up in the portcullis again, darling.
Yes, darling. Stay there. I'll come and help you.
Oh, thank you, darling. I do appreciate that. Oh, dear. Oh, are you right, darling?
Yes, thank you, darling. I simply very slightly collided with the suit of armour at the top of the grand marble staircase, darling.
Oh, dear me, darling. Still, at least you didn't tumble down the staircase, darling. Thank heaven for small mercies.
Oh, well, don't speak too soon, darling, because after all, I am still a fully grown and now slightly panicked elephant. Attempting to scramble to my feet on highly polished marble, and I rather fear... Oh, dear, darling.
Oh, dear, darling. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, darling.
Yes, oh dear. Do you know, darling, it's at times like this I almost regret that you were ever raised to the peerage and sent to live in this castle on a big roundabout in South London.
Oh, never say that, darling, never say that. I tell you what, I know what will calm you down. Minstrel! Oh!
Oh, that is indeed soothing. Thank you, minstrel. Here, have a fish stick.
Hello, I want 2 tickets for tonight, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. It's sold out.
Oh, really? 2 tickets, please.
Yeah, no, sir. There aren't any tickets left.
Yeah, I know, you said. I want 2 of them.
Look, I don't know what else.
Oh, right. Yeah, hang on. My mistake. Should have said. I'm one of those people, right? When I want something, I get it.
Oh.
Yeah, and I want these tickets.
Yeah, I don't think you understand, sir. It's not that I don't want to sell them to you. It's just that there aren't any. We've run out.
Yeah, but when I want something, I get it.
Must be nice for you.
So can I get them?
No.
Yeah, right. I'm actually one of those people, right? I don't take no for an answer.
Don't you?
No.
So what do you do when the answer is no?
Yeah, I don't take it.
Well, do you?
I take yes.
Yeah, but the answer isn't yes, it's no.
Yeah, I don't take that. Can I have the tickets, by the way?
But, look, there aren't any tickets. If there aren't any tickets, I can't give you any.
Yeah, but you see, there's no such word as can't.
Yes, there is.
Nope, afraid not.
Yes, there is, as in the sentence, you can't have the tickets.
No, I don't have them yet. And why did you leave such a long pause between you and have?
Listen to me, okay? You cannot have them, okay? You're too late. Just go away. You've tried your best and you failed.
No. You see, failure is not an option.
Yes, it is. It's one of the 2 options, and that's what's happened.
No, it's not an option. That's why I did not opt for it. So, can I get the tickets now?
Right, if I give them to you, we go away.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here you go.
Thank you. See, it works.
That's not all. Now you're at war with the Democratic Republic of Congo.
What? Who is?
This whole playgroup.
All part of the service, ma'am. Mongers, away!
Try bringing them down from within with espionage.
Farewell!
All right, what's next?
I hear rumours of a cat in a tree to the southwest.
Very well, mongers to the rescue!
No, guys, wait.
What is it, Iron? You okay?
Yeah. No. Look, I've got something to say. Guys, I'm going to try going solo.
What do you mean? Why?
I don't know. I just think it's something I need to do.
This is Suki, isn't it? She's turned you against us.
No, it's not Suki. It's me. I want to try saving people just with iron.
Just with iron? What? So the fish would be made of iron?
I wouldn't use fish at all.
Not not at all.
No, I just solved the problem with my magic powers of iron and then stop, while they're still grateful.
So, who would they end up at war with?
They wouldn't end up at war with anyone.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, you guys are probably right. I just need to give it a go.
But you can't break up the group. There have to be 4 of us.
You'll find someone else. You're great guys. Loads of mongers are going to want to join the gang.
So, what are you going to be called then? Just Ironmonger?
No, I thought maybe Iron Man.
Doofus.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. Oh, I used to go down Southend every week in the summer. On a Saturday, our gang of us used to go. We were only lads, but we was all working. We'd meet up Southend, sit on the beach, skate and chips, watch the girls. Lovely. And there was a pier, we used to dare each other to jump off the end of it. You couldn't do that now, no fear. Health and safety's put a stop to all that, but there weren't none of that business then. Back then, you want to jump off a pier to impress your mates, go ahead, you'll look out. And that's how I ended up in this wheelchair. I mean, for God's sake, when the tide's out, it's shallow as a bath. Why didn't someone stop us? Why wasn't there at least a sign? So, that's why I became a health and safety officer. Not the most popular job at the moment, but I like to think I've done some good. Because the thing is, health and safety, it's not about making kiddies wear safety goggles to play conkers or whatever. That's the school doing that because they can't afford to be sued. All health and safety is, all it should be, is putting a sign on a pier saying, don't jump off this, you silly Herbert, it's only 4 foot of water, you'll break your bleeding neck. I'm not saying health and safety officers ain't annoying or they don't do some bloody stupid, patronising, humorless things now and then. We all do stupid things sometimes. I did a stupid thing one afternoon in 1959 and I haven't walked since. Who knows? Maybe I'd have done it anyway, even if there was a sign. I don't know. Wouldn't have hurt, though. Wouldn't have done anybody any harm.
Supermongers, thank God you're here.
It's an honor, Mr. President.
There's a tornado heading straight for it. Hang on, where's Ironmonger?
Yeah, he's not with the group anymore.
We fired him.
Artistic differences.
But fear not, we have no need of iron. We will solve all your problems with...
Fish!
Rumour.
War.
And Costa!
Coster?
Yeah!
What's Coster?
Stuff off barrows.
Right. Yeah, actually, I think we'll be fine.
What? But we're about to mong.
No, don't mong, we'll manage.
What about the tornado?
Hey, it's only a little one, we'll sort it out. Don't worry. Thanks for coming out, though.
No, it's fine.
I don't suppose you got a contact number for Iron.
No!
Fine!
Well, since you asked me for a ghost story, I do have one tale that will make your flesh creep, your spine tingle, and your clavicle go bong. Some friends and I arranged to take a cottage together for a week to catch up on our various occupations. We're a diverse little band, although obviously by that I in no way mean we weren't all white. There was Immingham, the noted archaeologist, who was behindhand with his latest dig and so arrived with a large variety of stones and lumps of iron, which he intended to bury in the garden and then over the course of the week slowly dig up. Then there was Mr. Vere, the plucky young girl mountaineeratrix, who arose early each morning and spent the day diligently climbing up and down the stairs. Immingham's wife Frimley completed the party, her profession, of course, being that of mother, and in order to join us in our attempts to get ahead of ourselves at work, she had borrowed an extra child. The place we had taken was a small fisherman's cottage in Leicestershire. This, of course, was built in the days when the English fisherman was not afraid to commute. On arrival, we explored the cottage and were delighted to find it so authentic. Fishermen's hooks and tools still abounded in the parlour, fishermen's nets were hung up as though drying in the yard, and a fisherman's wife was asleep in the bed. On the first evening, we gathered together in the parlour to compare notes on our labours. Immingham proudly showed off an iron artefact he had spent the afternoon excavating and which he believed to be an old boot scraper, Partly because of the pattern of ferrous oxidization on the blade, and partly because that's what he'd buried there. Mr. Vere, meanwhile, enthralled us with a slideshow of vistas she had taken of the upper slopes of the landing. Evidence she hoped would convince the Explorers Club beyond question of the existence of a second airing cupboard. And Frimley demonstrated to applause that she had trained one of her children to stand up on its hind legs. Then, suddenly came the sound of footsteps on the path and the lifting of a latch. We froze. We had told no one we were here. Who could possibly want to bother us here in this quaint old fisherman's cottage? The door swung open, and there in the doorway stood a quaint old fisherman.
Who be you and be?
He spluttered at last.
And what be you doing up in my house?
Of course, the explanation flashed across all of our minds in the same moment. This must be the ghost of a previous inhabitant of the cottage.
Peace, gentle spirit,
said Frimley, who was the first to recover her presence of mind in spite of, or perhaps even because of, her womanly ladiness. No, definitely in spite of.
We mean you no harm. See, we have no bell, book or candle with which to exercise you, nor one of those vacuum cleaners on our backs to hoover you up with.
Frimley, I should explain, was a voracious reader of novels and romances, particularly novelizations of 1980s comedy films.
Exorcise, spirit, I ain't no ghost, this is my house.
Raged the spectre in bafflement, and once again we exchanged looks.
Too horrible,
gasped Frimley.
He doesn't know he's dead.
She had recently branched out to novelizations of 1990s horror films. Tactfully, we tried to explain to the poor fellow his tragic fate. But of course, both ghosts and fishermen are famously stubborn, so just imagine what the ghost of a fisherman is like. At last, Mr. Vere suddenly had a brainwave.
My dear good spook,
cried she.
If you are, as you say, not dead, then how do you explain this?
And with that, she seized the heavy iron door scraper Immingham had so recently unearthed and pitched it at our uninvited guest's head. Now, Mr. Vere was at that time captain of her local ladies' cricket team, the Not Necessarily Lesbians 11. The door scraper flew with pinpoint accuracy towards the apparition in the doorway. Curiously, however, it did not, as the laws of nature and spookiness both dictated, pass right through him. In fact, it struck him forcefully on the temple, sending him staggering backwards into the garden towards the edge of a well. And then he vanished. And then he reappeared, bruised, furious, and soaking wet. It was at this point we began to wonder if we had made some sort of mistake. And until our lawyer arrives, that, Sergeant, is all I have to say on the matter. Good night.
John Finnemore's Souvenir programme was written by and starred John Finnemore, with Margaret Cabourn-Smith, Simon Kane, Lawry, Lewin and Carrie, Quinlan. The producer was Ed Morris. And tune in this time next week to hear the very end of the credits.